video. So, good morning, everybody. I haven't done a video in a little while, but I really just wanted to touch base a little bit about the candidates that we have now. Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, who's the front runner, by the way, Joe Biden, and the other one, the other two people. First of all, I wanted to say congratulations to Bernie Sanders for winning Nevada. And I want to say congratulations to him for getting 73% of the Latin vote in Nevada. Like, that's amazing. You knew what you were doing. You know what you're doing. And it's just crazy how people are still acting as if any other candidate actually has a chance in winning this primary. Now, the reason why these candidates are actually still in the primary is not because they're gunning to win the actual nomination, or not because they're trying to get it in first place, because they know at this point it's not going to happen. That's what all the polls are saying. What they're doing is they're holding out to the convention. Why? Because that way they can grab the super delegates, because they know most likely the super delegates are not going to vote for Bernie Sanders. They're not going to go with Bernie Sanders. That's just how it is. They're going to go with the establishment candidate. Candidate. So that's what they're doing. At this point, it's not even about being in first place. It's not about that. It's not about beating Bernie Sanders, because nobody's going to do it. It's just about who's going to get those super delegates. And I think it's shameful that when asked about if they feel the person who wins the most votes, the popular votes, should win, every one of them said no but Bernie Sanders. To me, that was disappointing, and I'm going to tell you why. Because back in 2016, when Donald Trump won the Electoral College votes, everybody was saying, oh, we need to take them out, because she won the popular vote, which is true, but Hillary Clinton didn't win the popular vote by about 3 million. Nobody's disputing that. But now, when it's their turn to put their feet in the fire, they're like, oh, no, we need the super delegates. We need them. Give them to us. We need them. That's hypocrisy. That's what you're being a hypocrite. So when it benefits you, that's when you want to do whatever it is. I don't understand that. Bernie Sanders was the only one on that stage who said whoever wins the popular vote should win. That's it. And they were saying the exact same thing back in 2016. Now they're not saying that. Why? I wonder why that is. Come on now. And it's disappointing, especially for me, when I hear Elizabeth Warren say this, because there are still people who are like, oh, I would vote for Elizabeth Warren. You ask them why, and they can't name her policies. This is the problem that I have. For so many people who have these issues with these candidates and politicians, and say, oh, they're just the better of two evils, this, that, and the third. You guys, these are the same people who aren't doing their research on all the candidates. That's the problem. You're not doing your research on all the candidates. And then for somebody like me, who has been doing a lot of research on Amy Klobuchar, who has been doing a lot of research on Pete Buttigieg, who's been done his research on Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, like, for me, it's frustrating because you guys aren't really paying attention. You're not. And it's sad, because this is a very important election. It really is. I know 2016 they said it was, but once Hillary Clinton was the nominee, it wasn't important anymore. And still, with that being said, after they stole the nomination from Bernie Sanders, and I hate having to repeat myself, he still rallied for her. Did about 40 rallies for Hillary Clinton, so she can win the nomination. The general election, and she still lost, guys. Come on. Come on. And now you got Mike Bloomberg in this. His debate in Las Vegas was just a disaster. It really was. We're not even going to talk about that right now. So for me, I just wanted to talk about these candidates a little bit. What is it that they're offering? What is their record? What do they stand for? Now, Elizabeth Warren has been known for putting Wall Street in their place. I think that's her most progressive platform. That's her most progressive thing. Wall Street, breaking up the big banks, and I actually think it's I think it's a great thing, honestly. But let's talk about her record as a whole. Okay? The library is now open. Yes to the gods. Okay, so she voted for Trump's military budget increase. That's no surprise. That's what she did. That's what she does. She's a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's just what it is. Okay? Eliminated coal miners' pensions. Their pensions. She helped to eliminate that. That's part of her record. That's part of her record. Okay? She cheated asbestos victims. She cheated them. Okay? She voted for Ben Carson to run HUD. Okay? Ben Carson, who thought the congresswoman said Oreo. Okay? Oreo as an Oreo cookie. Oreo cookie. No. And this to me is probably one of the most damaging ones. And this is why I believe her polling numbers went down. She changed her stance on Medicare for all. Everybody keeps blaming Bernie Sanders and his supporters. You know why I think people are mad? I think they're mad at Bernie Sanders supporters because we do our research. We do our homework. When we say it's important, it's important. Okay? We're not just saying it's important. We're not just voting for Bernie Sanders just because. Because until like 2 weeks ago, I wasn't even going to vote for Bernie Sanders. He wasn't my top candidate. Because I still thought Tulsi Gabbard had a path in winning. But when she lost Nevada, I'm like, she really doesn't have a path. I think, Tulsi girl, you need to just hop on the Bernie train. Like Marianne Williamson did. And just, that's it. Andrew Yang, Tutam Yang, like you too. Hop on the Bernie train, you know. But I think that's the problem. And it's funny because I've been called out as if I'm attacking people when they don't agree with what I'm not with what I'm saying, but with the facts that I'm spewing out. And for me, it's frustrating because I'm not giving an opinion. I'm not giving an opinion. These aren't my opinions. Like when I'm debating somebody, I don't care about what you think. I care about the facts. And I feel like everybody should care about the facts. Like, that's what's frustrating to me. So when you ask me something about Pete Buttigieg and his time as mayor in Indiana and in that town, whatever, I forgot the name of the town. Sorry, I forgot the name of the town. Please don't kill me. But when you ask me questions about that, and I answer them. Because I was told I don't know none about that. That's what I was told. However, when I answer the question, I'm told I'm attacking. But you asked me the question, so how am I attacking you? To me, that's very, very, very strange. And I feel like this is what they do with Bernie Sanders supporters because, again, we do our research on the candidates. If we didn't do our research on the candidates, Elizabeth Warren would still be polling in the top. She'll still be on top. So would Joe Biden. But because we did our research, that's the problem. You guys keep saying, oh, I did my research on Bernie Sanders. Oh, I did my research on this person. But you didn't. You didn't. You hear people talk about socialism and Venezuela and this, that, and the third, but do you guys know another reason why Venezuela is the way that it is because of the sanctions that the U.S. put upon them? Of course not, because you guys don't do your research. And I'm not saying that it's only because of the sanctions that Venezuela is the way that it is. Of course it's not. Of course it has somewhat to do with the socialist programs that they provide. But it's also because they relied solely on their oil. That's what it is too. But again, you guys don't do your research and you guys act as if you guys do. And that's the disappointing part. And I'm not saying everybody doesn't, I'm not saying nobody does their research. That's not what I'm saying at all. But a lot of people that I've spoken to say, oh, I did my research. Okay, so why don't you like this person? Why do you like this person? What makes Elizabeth Warren better than Bernie Sanders? What makes Joe Biden better than Elizabeth Warren? Like, I don't only talk about Bernie Sanders. Like, I really want to know why people choose the candidates that they choose. Because I think it's interesting to hear other people's points of views, to hear a centrist point of views, to hear a more conservative person's points of view. I think that's very important because you get a better understanding of people that way. I know a lot of people who are centrist. I know a lot of people who are conservatives. You know, and I find it interesting that they think they have more in common with the billionaires than they do the bottom 90%. I just find it interesting. I like to know why you're voting for Elizabeth Warren when she no longer agrees with Medicare for all, when she's lied about so many things in her past. She lied about her heritage. She lied about getting fired for being pregnant. She lied about things. And the thing for me about her lying about her heritage is not the fact that she lied about her heritage. That's not why I would be upset. But I'm upset. I'm upset because she took the opportunity away from a minority. There's a bigger picture. There's a bigger picture. So for those who are about African American rights, this, that, and the third, she took the opportunity away from a minority. She did that. She did that. So I don't understand. Because she's a woman? What about her policy? That's like me voting for Pete Buttigieg just because he's gay. I don't give a fuck if you're gay. I don't care. I don't care if you have a beard now and you look like a daddy. I don't care. Your policies fucking suck. Point blank, period. You got the first black police commissioner chief fired. You got the first black fire chief fired. You heard the audio of the white police officers stating that they wanted to take their town back from the black people. Like, you did these things. Don't sit there and tell me you're not a racist. And they had this whole video with Pete Buttigieg telling this 9-year-old boy how to come out of the closet, this, that, and the third. My dude, you came out of the closet when you was 30 years old. You did not come out of the closet when you was like 9. You are the last person I will be asking any advice about coming out of the closet. Boy, bye. Boy, bye. It's frustrating for me because, again, these elections are important. And if you really want to get Trump out of office, if that's your main goal, you really think Joe Biden, somebody who can't even remember where he's at 90% of the time, is going to go up against Donald Trump? Do you really, really believe that he could be Donald Trump? Do you really think Mike Bloomberg, another Donald Trump, and you guys saw the way he was in that debate, do you really think he could be Donald Trump? Of course he can't be Donald Trump. The only two people who can probably be Donald Trump, and she proved it, I'm not going to vote for her because she's, again, wolf in sheep's clothing. I wouldn't vote for her, but I think debate-wise, she would give Donald Trump a run for his money. See, the problem with people is, and this is just my opinion, again, I'm not stating that it's a fact, nobody's really doing their research. Again, do your research on these candidates. See what their policies. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, Bernie Sanders has been in politics for 30 years and he hasn't really made any change. Do you not know about the 90 amendments that he has passed? Do you not know that? Do you not? Do you not know that they called him the Amendment King because he passed those 90 amendments from the year 1997 to, I believe, like 2007? Do you not know that? Do you not know that he's been fighting for civil rights since the 60s, 70s? Do you not know that he was for gay rights before it became popular? Do you not know that? So for those who are like, oh, he hasn't made any change, he's at this point we're battling for the better of two evils. No, we're not. This is not Hillary Clinton. This is not Hillary Clinton. Bernie Sanders is completely different. Completely different. Completely. And you know what's funny? And this is the last thing I'm going to say. People are so scared about democratic socialism. Like, oh, again, Venezuela, this, that, and the third. Do you guys remember the last time we had a democratic socialist in office? Do you guys know what happened? Do you guys know what happened? We had a New Deal, which created millions of jobs. We got Social Security. We got a livable wage. And we got, so we got livable wage. We got, and we got out of the Depression. So we got out of the Depression, right? That's one thing. We got a livable wage, and we got a livable wage, and we got a whole bunch of other. Plus, this man won 4 times, FDR. So come on, let's not do this. Let's not act like democratic socialism is the worst thing in the world. It's not. It helped us through the Great Depression. Come on. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I will catch you guys at the next one. Deuces.